Facebook, people around the globe, people that's ever watched me. Doesn't matter if it's been my TV show, my YouTube videos, here on Facebook, Facebook Live, Twitter, or anywhere on earth. Maybe I met you in person, and maybe I met you through the phone. You know, I had to call up customer service for my printer. I called up HP Hewlett Packard's customer service just about an hour ago or so. And one of the representatives that I spoke to, well, only one actually, was excellent. Now, she's never going to see this, most likely. I doubt that she ever will, unless she happens to go to humanitymatters.org or looks me up on YouTube or, of course, Facebook. But I wish that she would go, because I want her to know something. I want you to know something. There's nothing that I do that doesn't have all of you in mind. And I just want to say this. I believe her name was I may not pronounce it correctly, but Bargavi. It's close to it sounds to me like Bargavi. It may be Bagavi, but I think it's Bargavi. I don't know. At any rate, how you doing, Rick? Excuse me. I just want everyone here to know, wherever you found out about me around the globe, whether it's the YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, my TV show, Humanity Matters Live, my podcast, whatever. Tomorrow I face, I'm getting my heart operated on again. In theory, I have to get my pacemaker replaced. And unfortunately, it has to be replaced because the pacemaker has a defective battery. Well, my situation is essentially this. If my battery dies, I'm probably going to go with the battery. And I know that scares a lot of people, especially my sister Diane. That part, I have to admit it gets me a little bit nervous, a teeny little bit. But the operation itself doesn't bother me, because whether you survive it or not, there's nothing you can do. There's not anything you do. If you need something, you need it. And I want to say that to all of you. Don't be living in fear. Because here's the thing. If you found out tomorrow that you had, or today, that you had a fatal disease, and the doctor said you have 6 months to live, 6 days to live, I want you to hear something. The other side of that. 6 days. Yes, I know this horrendous. I know all that. But this is the part that too many people forget. 6 days gives you enough time, at least, to tell a lot of people how much you love them. And say goodbye, or maybe you express how you want your final arrangements, who you want to inherit your money, or whatever, your home, whatever. So I want us to look at life from a different perspective. Now, me personally, I know that I'll be all right tomorrow. But just in case something were to happen, I want all of you to know this. I love you. And I mean that. I don't care who you are. And I can love you because, here's the thing, I love a higher power. Now, just because I love you, if you do something wrong, believe me, that doesn't mean you get a free pass. Sometimes I have a temper. Sometimes I'll cuss you out worse than Eddie Murphy, used to do with his Raw and Delirious. Look up Eddie Murphy Raw on YouTube or Eddie Murphy Delirious, and let's put it this way, you don't want to hear that. I wouldn't say that it was blue or profane-laced, but then again, if it wasn't, then there's never been something called a dollar bill. But I love Eddie Murphy's comedy back in the day. He was one funny hombre, one funny person. At any rate, back to the business at hand. You may not really look at I don't know how you value what I say to you, if it ever registers with you, but you are important. Every soul on this planet, actually the bad and the good, serves a purpose. But if you don't ever get anything from me, know this. Yeah, I do love you. And yes, I do want the best for you. Why do you think I'm so tough on you about going out there and getting your own business or your own invention? My eyes bother me. Your own invention or whatever. As far as why am I trying to get people into those businesses that I'm in, I know something that a lot of people don't, because I know, for example, with the, excuse me, I'm still battling a little bit of a teeny little virus. It's not catchy, by the way, not contagious. Any rate, excuse me again. I know a little something about our gaming club that is privileged information. But I will say anyone who gets into the Star Prime Gaming Club, if you actually value it, if you go on there for fun, if you do the free training, if you get in there for free, you do the free training, and you do what you need to do, and you bring in other people because you're so happy, you're having so much fun, well, your life can change. It won't just be for fun. It will be a wholesale lifestyle change that could end up, if you do what you need to do, could end up increasing your income. Eventually, it might even be your sole income, but you have to do the work. You're not going to get anything handed out to you. You have to do the work. That said, I don't care if you go out and start selling shoelaces on the street to earn additional income, but I want you to do it. You deserve better. You don't deserve a boss being able to fire you, lay you off, or outsource you. You don't deserve suffering, excuse me, suffering that is useless. I like what Jack Baxter says. He says, we're all going to have suffering. We're going to either have suffering that's useless or useful. I prefer useful. For example, after tomorrow, for a few days or a few weeks, the area that's operated on is going to hurt. I'm going to be in pain. I'm going to be suffering. Ask me what I think about that. I think it's fine. I think it's great, actually. Because when you're suffering, but you overcome that obstacle, you have accomplished a great accomplishment and a great thing. And I want to say something that people who used to be a people of faith, whatever one it is, maybe you were Christian, Jewish, Muslim, excuse me, Buddhist, Sikh, whatever it is, but you lost your faith and you became agnostic or you became atheist. Let me tell you something. There really is a higher power out there. It really is. Yes, quote unquote, a man in the sky. Yeah, there really is. I know a lot of people can say, well, how can you prove it? How can you prove it? Trust me. I'm here. That's proof right there. If you knew the whole story, you wouldn't believe it. But it's true. Now, that said, tomorrow, about this time, I will either have successfully gone through the operation and relaxing or sleeping, who knows. Or it will mean that I'm up there in heaven with God, hopefully. Now, I don't know if I'll get there right now. I mean, I love Father God. I love Jesus Christ. I believe I'll get there, but I'll tell you a little secret. Even if I didn't get there, I would still love Father God, Lord Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit. And frankly, I love everybody of any pigmentation, any nationality, any religion, or non-religion. I love you. I don't like bad actions. But you, I love. That said, there is an awesome responsibility that I have, that I placed upon myself. You might as well call it an impossible or nearly impossible task. That mission is to let you know, yes, you, Rick, and everybody that hears this. If you hear this, this is real. This is as deep as you're going to get. You matter. But now, there's a responsibility that comes with that. Yes, Rick's too. You need to change your life. Yeah, hold on, let me finish. You need to change it. You need to do personal development. I am. You need to work on getting out of your jalopy cars, dead-end job, excuse me, abusive relationships, sexually abusive, physically abusive, mentally abusive, or if you have a bad employer, start looking to start a full or part-time business. Yeah, it's going to mean hard work for you. It's going to mean sleepless nights. Trust me, believe me, you can see my eyes. You know it has. It's also going to mean eventually when you succeed that you can leave that dead-end job or job that you may love it, but you can't ever become the owner. Well, when you start your own business or you become an affiliate, you can actually be the owner. If you decide, I don't care what it is, whatever it is, you're the boss. Now, what comes with that is a lot of responsibility. And yeah, a lot of people fail, but who cares? You can always try again. I believe in Rick. I believe in you. Yeah, you. Why? Well, that becomes metaphysical and existential, but let's just say I know some things that a lot of people on this earth doesn't. And I'm not saying that God talked to me or anything with that respect, but I know some things. And ironically, if you will go to YouTube and look up Albert Torcaso, Torcaso, I have 100% concrete proof that I know some things that a lot of souls don't. For example, when unemployment was, I think it was 8% a few years back under President Obama. It might have been 8%. It was pretty high. I had done a series called Cloning Albert. It was like sci-fi and comedy. But I did get serious in some of these videos. And I predicted. Now keep in mind, no one was saying these things. I predicted that unemployment would be, I think I might have said 6, either 6 or 5% by the time President Obama left office. Well, this is the reality. When he left office, it was under 5%. I think it was 4.9%. Now, a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but that's not the real number. Look, the bottom line is they were using that very same number when they were saying it was 8%. Therefore, if they used it and said it was 8%, and now all of a sudden it's down to 4.9, they don't want to admit it. Look, here's the thing. It is what it is. Now, here's the point. Go to YouTube, become a subscriber. Because I got news for you. I'm not playing, guys and gals. I'm serious. I predicted some stuff. I knew unemployment was going down. I knew some stuff back in the day that I did. I have a podcast on www.talkshoe, like you're wearing your shoes, www.talkshoe.com. And I was one of the very first people on the planet that actually came out and said we were going to have gasoline that would go up to about $3. I've actually predicted it would go up to $4. And I'm telling you now that we got to be careful because around the globe, in some places and in America, right now it's hovering about, depends on where you're at. Hello, Frank. How you doing, Frank? I remember you. It's hovering somewhere around fuel right now is, I think, $2.75 in Pittsburgh, PA. But we have to be careful. I don't know how many of you watch the fuel and gas prices. I have been, thanks, Frank. I appreciate that. I have been documenting how much I paid for gasoline since the very first time I ever drove back in 1984. When I first started driving, gasoline in Pittsburgh was 79 cents a gallon. Yeah, 79 cents a gallon. And up until the time that former President Bill Clinton actually left office. When he left, it was about $1.39 a gallon in Pittsburgh, about that. That was in like 2000. The highest I've ever seen, I think, is about $4.15 in Pittsburgh at its worst. But here's the thing. Under President Obama, we've had a green technology, and we've been increasing our natural gas and other fuels and wind and electric and solar. But now, under this current administration, that's not happening. What does that mean to Frank and Rick and myself? It could mean the return to $3, $4, and eventually, I predict up to, well, I can't predict that, because in one of my podcasts, I came out with the truth that no one wants to hear, which is an unlimited increase. I could realistically see Americans paying as much as $9, $10, or even $11 a gallon. Now, I know that all of you think that's insane and that it couldn't happen. Well, most people told me $4 couldn't happen. I was right. $3 couldn't. I was right. I think if the politicians are smart and the oil companies are smart, the worst we're going to get, I think between now and the year 2026, probably the worst would end up with, I could see it going about maybe $5.50 a gallon. Hopefully that would be the worst. Over the next, about 9 years, maybe $5.50. But then again, it all depends on a lot of different circumstances. It could go as high as, who knows, $8. And let me read what Frank says. Right. Well, offshore drilling may have taken it down to 189, depending on your area in 2009, but it wasn't that for us. Now, here's what I predict. As long as we start reducing on other fueling options like, wind, electric, and what have you, we're going to start seeing increases consistently in gasoline. That's my prediction. Now, that could change, but I really think so, because I know that in Pittsburgh lately, it's been going up. It was, about a week ago, it was $2.55 at the gas station I go to. Now, it's $2.75. That's 20 cents. So I predict we're going to have that situation. But I will say this. What do I think we should do with regards to our fuel and our vehicles? I think what we should do is Frank, Rick, you and I, and the rest of you, we should call Congress at 1-202-224-3121. That's right, Frank. We should petition both Congress and the president. We should petition every automaker that what we need to do is have powerful hybrid vehicles and also affordable. And if someone has a very bad income, let's say, my eyes are really bothering me. Give me New York second. I'm going to attempt something here, guys. Hold on. I might have who knows what's going to happen. Just give me New York second. I know, I'm trying not to get you dizzy. My eyes are bothering me, so for the best of us, hopefully both of us, let's see if I get these things on. Oh my goodness. There, now you don't have to see my eye bugging me as much. I was getting on my nerves too. Anyway, I think that our government should help have subsidies for people to buy hybrid vehicles. But I do not want hybrid vehicles to become more fuel efficient, but yet in the process, less power. Because I'm something of, well, let's say I'm not a speed demon. I'm not a demon at all. I'm not a speed angel. Let's say angel instead of demon. But at the same time, I believe in, for security reasons, you need to have that power. Because you never know when somebody may be chasing you for whatever reason. There are crazy people out there. I'm sorry, that was wrong. There are people who have challenges that can be dangerous and are. And there's also outright evil people out there. But at any rate, that said, I'd like to see a future where Americans can afford not only hybrid vehicles, but tribrid. Maybe that's a new term that I invented and created, or maybe it exists. Or even quadruprid or quadprid. So what do I mean? Well, in theory, they'd have to find a way to miniaturize it, I guess. But you would have, let's say, electric and gasoline, and also wind, or let's say solar, so that you would essentially have a vehicle that would never run out of one of those options. And that would mean that you would essentially never have to be without gas or your fuel again. And actually, that would be perfect for all of us. Now, honestly, I don't see our governments of any country or any manufacturer doing that. Because what if they did? I mean, how much gasoline are you going to be buying if you don't need it? And I think we could do it. I know we could do it. A tribrid or four-part. I know we could do it. You see, I know we can do everything. But at any rate, I want to read what Frank has. Sorry, my eyes blink. Those glasses are not so hot. Let me read this from New York City. Well, I want to comment on what Frank said here. I disagree with the Middle Eastern conflicts causing prices to go up. I'm not disputing there are conflicts. I'm not disputing that it could cause prices to go up. What I will say is this. It's also very convenient for the oil companies. And we must always remember two things. Our government and probably other governments subsidize the oil industry. And they also subsidize some of the wealthiest corporations on earth, including ExxonMobil and others, and Shell and others. That's a fact. We subsidize. Now, let me say this. There's a lot of deception out there. And this is not the podcast for it or Facebook. But I can tell you this. If you were paying attention to the stock market, when we had, let's say, I think it was about $1 a gallon back in the late 90s and early 20s. Late 90s, early 2000s. Early, before Bush actually was in there that long. But when we had them in the late 90s, crude oil was going for roughly about $50 a barrel. And that's why we did have very low cost of fuel. However, recently in the last year, fuel went down to as little as the regular crude did. I forget what they call crude, and even light crude. Both of them at one point was down to like $45. Now, when we were at that levels in the 1990s, at the same level now, keep that in mind, at that level, we had gas in Pittsburgh for about $1. Now, recently in 2016, in 2016 mainly, when it had gone all the way down to about $45 a barrel, you would think, okay, it was $1 when it was that price before. But in Pittsburgh, it was still, I think the lowest we ended up at was about $2.10. So the question now becomes, why wasn't it still $1.10 lower? Why didn't it return to $1 a gallon? Now, a lot of people are going to say inflation, and they're going to come up with a whole lot of things. And some has value and merit, and some, quite frankly, is baloney. But there's a couple of things you need to remember about the oil companies. We subsidize them. And they are multi-trillion-dollar industry. Multi-trillion. So what does that mean? Does that mean that I'm one of these communist type of guys that don't believe in free market and all that? Let me put it to you this way. Free market and becoming one of the wealthiest people or corporations on earth, I don't have a problem with. But taking that money, exploiting people, or having that money and not helping people, yeah, I have a problem with that. And if that makes me a communist, then guess what? Too bad. I love America. I'm a patriot. But if you have all those billions or trillions of dollars, you could eradicate hunger on this planet permanently and still have a whole lot of money. So yeah, that's not communism. That's not socialism. That's not anyism. It's called morally right. It's the right thing to do. If I have, let's just say, $1,000, and you have $1, and I see you starving, and I have $1,000, I just let you starve, I am complicit in letting you have suffering. And frankly, to me, that's evil. Does that mean every billionaire and trillionaire, future trillionaires on earth, shouldn't have that money? I didn't say that. I never said they shouldn't. Do I believe they should help? Yes, absolutely. Let's look at it from a different perspective. Let's look at it this way, okay? They have all that money, right? Is it really going to hurt if they help set up organizations and what have you? Bill Gates, at first, for a long time, because of the monopoly, or supposed monopoly, I wasn't too pleased with him. There's still things I'm not pleased with him. But that man and others, including Warren Buffett, are going to give extremely large amount of their fortune away to charity. In fact, both of them have done a whole lot as right now they're doing it. I believe if you have that kind of blessing, you have a responsibility to help others. And yes, I believe that if we don't do it, that's evil. Because if I see you going hungry and I have the money, that's just as bad as if I watch somebody get killed, or if I watch a child be abused, or a man or a woman being raped. That amounts to complicity, negligence, and frankly, I would say an accomplice. So if I see somebody starving to death and I have the money and I don't do anything, I'm guilty. Maybe not legally, but certainly morally. And I wouldn't want to have to answer to the higher power. And if you're an atheist, I wouldn't want to be you either, because if you wouldn't do it because God don't exist, what are you going to do if God does exist? Because, by the way, God does. All of a sudden, you're going to be like, well, I didn't know. No offense. I love you, but I wouldn't want to be in your shoes. See, we shouldn't look at it as people trying to get something for free. Period. If I can help anybody, I'm going to help you. Period. And I like what Bill Gates is doing, and Buffett and a lot of other people. They're doing the right thing. So I'm blessed to do that, man, I'll tell you what, ladies, if I'm still around and I had that money, because I will be getting a lot of money soon, because I'm not going to quit until I do, I will be helping people. Because I know what it's like to not have something. I know what it's like to have starved. I've been there. I know it's like to go into a dollar store and be embarrassed because you could barely circulate or spend $1. And I'm sure that a lot of you out there have been there and still are. In fact, even though I face this operation tomorrow, Albert ain't going anywhere. Meaning, even if I'm not here in the physical realm anymore, each and every one of you will still be able to hear what I have to say, because I have a couple of things on YouTube and Facebook. You'll be all right. And other places like TalkShoe. Here's the thing. I don't like people being exploited. I don't like evil. I don't like being ripped off. Now here's the thing about it with regards to the gasoline. If it was $1 when it was $45 a barrel before, even factoring in inflation and cost of labor and all that, and shipping and all that, even if you put all those factors together, if they were integrity based and weren't robbing people or weren't exploiting people, then it shouldn't be more than another 20, 30%. Maybe even less. And if any of you think that they're not earning an enormous amount of profit, I invite you to go to any search engine. Take a look at what the oil and gas, well, oil really, and ExxonMobil and that. Look at what collectively they earned in 2009, way back in 2009. I could tell you I'd be cheating, but I'm not going to cheat. Look it up on YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. You could maybe, but look it up on Yahoo. Look it up on Google. I don't care where you look it up. Find it. They made a lot. I'm not saying that they don't invest a lot and all that, but again, we need to change as a human race. Money is a tool, my friends. But we, as a species, have made it something it is not. We have made it an entity almost. We have made it something to kill for. As humans, we have made it something to kill for, to rape, to exploit, to torture, all these terrible things. And it's nothing more than a tool. To illustrate how much of a tool it is, and that it's only a tool, is no different than having a tool for a mechanical job, or a screwdriver, or a vehicle. A vehicle, no matter how you fancy it up, no matter how much money you circulate or spend on it, it is a tool. Point A to point B to point C. Give me a second. I got to get a drink. Give me New York second. Or a Pittsburgh minute. Excuse me for New York or Pittsburgh minute. What's my biggest message to Frank, to Rick, to the world? If you ever want to remember me, not that I'm planning on going anywhere, but if anything did, the Lord thy God and Jesus Christ think that I should be up there. I don't have a say in it. Neither do you, believe me. But my mission is that you matter. Yeah, that's right, Frank, you do. And I want the best for you. If I had my way, I'd like to see each and every one of you have at least $3 to $5 million in your pocket. That's right. You deserve it. But understand this. Humanity and you really does matter. Frank's life matters. Rick and everybody. I know what it's like to deal with living paycheck to paycheck. Let's see something like that. You're right, Frank. We could. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That have a wee bit of a. I guess they claimed it's something like a little bit of a non-contagious flu or something. And it's a pain in the potato chips. Anyway, yes, we can develop green technology, but right now let's talk about Frank and Rick for a minute. You know, guys, listen. You matter, man. All of you do. The women too. Of course, the women. And I don't want you to be stuck in a job, living paycheck to paycheck, basically the rest of your life. So, yeah, I'm going to challenge each and every person that ever watches this. Every one of you is going to be challenged. Yeah. If you ever liked anything I said, if it ever inspired you, made you feel good, made you feel mad, but you liked what I said, I got a job for you. For Frank, for Rick, for the world. You go to one of my links, one of my businesses, you look at it and you legitimately, honestly, and if you believe in a God, you swear to the God yourself, and you look at that organization, the links. Look at it. Give it your undivided attention. And you will know the reason why I keep telling you to give it a shot. You see, because here's the thing. I would never, ever try to get you into something to exploit you. And it's a simple reason. I've been there. I've been exploited by some of these businesses. And let me tell you, they are out there. But this one in particular, I have two right now that are astounding. But the one that you must look at is definitely the one that's at this. I'm going to give you the website, making the exception in this case. It's freeprogamingtrainers.com. Now, give me 1 second. I'm trying to not look at this for a minute. I know it's kind of messy. I try not to have. I got an itch. I'm sorry. It's www.freeprogingtrainers.com. Now, when you go there, if you choose to take my challenge, look at the video. It's only about 2 minutes. Then look up members rewards. Scroll all the way down and just look at what you can earn. Now, we're not going to give you anything free. Well, actually, we are. Free to get in and free training, but you're not going to earn those prizes unless you put the work in, which the work can be fun. For example, if you go into the tournament, you love it, you're training, you're better at your games, and you tell your friends and they go in, you're going to get a credit. And if they get into a tournament, well, I'll let the site explain it. But what is the point that I want you to go there? Because I know some things that I can't tell you that I'm not allowed. But what's the real reason? I want you to have more fun in life, more relaxation in life. I want you to have the potential to earn additional income. I know that scares a lot of people off. Hey, I get it. There's a lot of mofos out there, and I don't mean many Fritos. Okay, I get it. There's a lot of liars out there. I'm not one of them. I don't have time for it. Now, what would happen if you did get into Start Prime Gaming? And no, I'm not changing this. This is all about you. What might happen is if you took it seriously and you did the training and you played, you might just have a really great time. You might hate video games. You may think they're a waste of time. You may think they're stupid. You might say, I don't have time for it. Get in there. At least look at the site. There's something for everyone. And let me share this with you. We're associated with the man who actually has a Guinness Book of World Records for playing something like 20,000 volleyball games And I'm not going to steal Bob's thunder. Wait till you see the video, what he is able to do. And he's played like 20,000 video games. I mean, not video games, but volleyball games. Why does he do it? Go to the website, freeprogamingtrainers.com. And then there's another website that you could click on. It says Beat Bob. Beat, like you're going to beat, beat an egg. BEAT, Bob.com. Wait till you see why he does it. He's astounding what he does. But why? Same thing with Star Prime Gaming. You get in there for free. You can train for free. And a few other things. But why do I say of everything that I do? I mean, everything that I do in terms of like businesses. Why this? Frank, I'm going to tell you. Rick, I'm going to tell you. Why this? Because these guys are here, just like I am, to do what we can to enhance your life in some way. And what I mean by that is simple. If we cheer you up, if we inspire you, if you're depressed and somehow there's something we say or do, or if you play a video game and it makes you get less stressed, maybe you have some people have post-traumatic stress disorder. Scientists have found that playing video games helps get rid of it, or not get rid of it, but helps you to cope. If you're a person over the age of 50 and you want to make sure you don't end up with dementia, you want to do your best not to have dementia or Alzheimer's, there's scientific proof playing video games can help prevent dementia and Alzheimer's. So if you hate video games, go to the website, reconsider. It's not going to kill you. That said, I love you anyway. I don't care if you call me every name in the book. I might cut you out if you ever get me ticked off. Hey, I'm sorry, but I'm Sicilian too. Don't forget that. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's okay. No offense to Fred Rogers, but if you try to cuss me out or hurt me, I'm not going to be like, oh, I understand. It's okay. No, if you don't watch it and you give me a hard time, I'll be like, you can go F yourself, get the F out the car, I'm going to whoop your mother. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. And I know I'm going to get flack from that, from one of my minister friends, but hey, I'm not any Mr. Rogers. I love Mr. Rogers. He did a great job, helping people, and spiritually I'm glad that he had, but I'm no Mr. Rogers. No. If you get snappy with me, I might just accidentally be like, go. Anyway, getting back to the business at hand. Couldn't help myself for a minute. Look, here's the deal. I tell you to do these things, I'm going to love you either way. If you don't. I get it that a lot of people don't want to do this. Maybe not like video games, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But if I were you, this is me speaking to you. If I were you and you've ever been broke in your life, you've ever had to worry about where your next check's coming from, you ever faced being fired, terminated, outsourced, if you're in fear of where you might spend your retirement, will you be able to retire, all that. Or if you just want to make your brain stronger, go and visit the site. It's not going to hurt you. It's free to visit the site, and it's free to join, and it's free to train. But what will you get in return if you join? That I can't even comment on because you're going to get a lot. But to every person is different. Now, what I get from it, you might get something more. You might get something less. You might get something totally different. Me personally, I love the fact that Ivan and Jack do what they do. And I will share this much with you. Both of them have helped people not kill themselves. So we have at least 3 people associated with Star Prime Gaming that saved lives physically and mentally. Well, mentally at least. Ivan Harris Sr., Jack Baxter, and Bob Holmes. Like Sherlock Holmes, Bob Holmes. A Bob is a partner. Remember, beatbob.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here about saving lives. And guess what? Only God knows what's going to happen tomorrow. And I thank all of you for the prayers. Please keep praying. I love my conservative friends. I don't like policy, maybe, but I love you. I love my liberal friends. I love all of you. But if you're smart, if you really, really want a better life, it's time for you to step up to the plate, to use a metaphor. Because if you step up to the plate and you keep stepping up, no matter how many times you strike out, you keep stepping up, and you're going to start scoring a home run. Or you're going to be scoring touchdowns or goals, like the Penguins. He shoots and scores! You can score. And in the final analysis, I'm not going to quit. If I'm not here on this side, I'll do it in the afterlife if I'm allowed. You matter. It wasn't a mistake that I had that in uppercase, like I was shouting. Yeah, I could shout it out. In fact, hold your ears. What do I think of you? You matter! You matter! Yeah, that's right, you out there. You really do matter. That's right. Frank matters, Rick matters, whomever you are. Now look, I need those prayers. Whether you're Jewish, Muslim, Christian, or some other, religion that I don't know of yet, or who you are, whether you're an atheist or an agnostic. I need your good wishes. I appreciate what you said, Frank, and all of you. Now, what do I think is going to happen tomorrow? Honestly, I think I'm going to be fine. In fact, if things work out, if I'm allowed to do this now, you won't believe what I'm planning on doing. If I'm allowed, you're all going to be like, what? Get the hell out of here. If I am allowed and everything goes good and I'm not like, I'm so tired, I may actually do a Facebook Live from my hospital bed or recovery room, if I'm allowed. And if I'm not allowed, but I get home, within 24 hours, I probably will be doing a Facebook Live. 24 hours after that operation, if everything goes well, which it will, I believe. So, until then, you have homework to do. Yeah, Frank, you got homework on a Sunday. Same to you, Rick. Same for you. Your homework is simple. Go to your quiet place. Say in your mind that I do matter. And then I want you to go to that website. Nah, I'm not trying to pressure you. I want you to go to look at what's there. And if it's not your bag, then hey, find something that is. But work on improving your life in every aspect. You don't deserve to be treated the way you are. Because let's be honest, most people, wherever they work, are not treated like queens and kings. Let's be honest about it. I'm not saying they treat you badly necessarily, but let's be honest. Is the CEO ever going to say, John or Frank or Rick or Susan, I really like the kind of work you do. How about you come be on my yacht for a week, if they have a yacht? Hey, I'm planning on going on a trip around the Caribbean. You want to come with us? Bring your family. Probably not going to happen. But if you own your own business, or if you're an inventor, like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, and so on and so on, they can do that. They can go where they want, when they want, and how they want. How you doing, BJ? Hey, BJ, I have a heart operation tomorrow, man. So wish me some good luck. I have a battery they got to replace, and I wouldn't say they got on my last nerve, because they actually knew about the situation for about a year. And I said to them, why don't we just have the operation? This is way back in, I don't know, October, wherever it was. But they said that it was too dangerous to do it in their opinion. And then I went to my doctor on Thursday, and I honestly think he's more afraid of this than I am. I'm all good. I figure hopefully I get this operation. I'll be back on track, ready to move. But I just want to thank you for those emails, BJ, that you've been sending me, and keep sending them. You know, you may not think I'm listening and it seems like I'm not doing anything, but trust me, I am. It's just that I'm doing it my way, whether it's the right way or the wrong way. But BJ, I appreciate it. And why don't you text me your phone number if you have any other webinars or anything. Now keep in mind that I am with a different company at this time also. I'm still with VStream, but I am with another company at the same time. And our big calls are Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I can work something out. But if you personally have any kind of calls or anything, you can give me a call or text me at 412-559-2731. And each and everybody that ever hears that number, you're welcome to text me or call me. Just don't block your number and don't make it private, because I don't deal with that. I have my reasons, believe that. BJ, I'll tell you what, man. I like what you guys are doing. I believe in you guys. But right now, I gotta go take care of some business, because I'm not allowed to eat after midnight. I'm not even allowed to have water after midnight. But I believe we'll be all right. So thanks for tuning in. And by the way, congratulations, BJ Massey, because I did see that you were number one in the company once or twice. And boy, that's saying something. So you go ahead, BJ. You are really something else, young man. Congratulations, Frank, Rick, all of you. Remember, I love you spiritually. I love you guys. Be safe out there. Wish me some good luck. I thank you, Frank. And I'll see y'all in the future. And if everything goes right, y'all might see me from the hospital. I'll see y'all later. God bless you. Good night. And when you're in a vehicle, wear your seatbelt.